I only buy the finest tea leaves. Zesta. See BOPF.
If BOPF is indicated on the pack.
Zesta, the art of tea.
I now have Alex with me in the studio to tell us more about what's happening in the situation in Egypt. Alex, now what exactly is the situation in Egypt?
Well, today's protests have become violent quite quickly. There are at least 20 people confirmed dead, and it's spread right across Egypt. So there's been 4 dead in Ismailia. Of course, the army and the police force are now authorized to use live ammo. The demonstrations did begin with, they were peaceful, and supporters were urged to convene on the Ramses Square after Friday's prayers. But correspondents quickly heard barrage of automatic gunfire, so it really is a Friday of anger.
All right, now will this violence continue, and what, if any, are the political outcomes of the unrest?
Well, some analysts, or most analysts, say that the crackdown won't really change a thing. More violence and protests to come, I'm afraid. I mean, the protesters are highly committed to their causes and to their beliefs.
And Alex, just to interrupt you there, what we are showing right now to our viewers are in fact visuals from Egypt, and if you could elaborate more on that, please.
Well, as I said, it's quickly spiraled out of control, and the army will use whatever means necessary. That means live ammunition, no longer just tear gas or bird bullets. But if we go back to the political outcomes, perhaps, there are perhaps a few scenarios one could speculate. There is the roadmap that Minister of Defence, General Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, which would be, he would swear in an interim presidency and government approving a constitution to a presidential and general elections. There would be a second sort of scenario where the military would take over completely and appoint a general themselves as president. But Muslim Brotherhood and anti-military movements say really this has kind of happened already. I mean, 14 ex-generals are governors. A third situation, which is highly unlikely, is that the Muslim Brotherhood followed General Sisi's roadmap, except that people took to the streets and said no more to the Muslim Brotherhood. But that's unlikely to happen, so we'll see a deadlock. The Muslim Brotherhood will rely on their supporters for protests around the country, and the military will head back to their security operations. They'll stick steadfastly to them. So really the future's quite uncertain.
All right, Alex, well, there you go. That's the latest from the volatile situation in Egypt.